In my past life, I was abandoned by my destined alpha partner, Aaron, leaving me to die under his blade, all to save his terrified good sister, Grace. I died with resentment, but now, I'm back. And it all begins at this very moment of my rebirth. Right now, I'm sitting at the welcome dinner hosted for me by the Blackwood Wolf clan. The crystal chandelier's light is blinding, and across from me, the hypocritical brother and sister are putting on a show of deep affection. Aaron, my chest feels so tight. Grace leans weakly against Aaron's chest, her voice soft and delicate, as if she's about to faint. I look at my nominal fiancé, Aaron. His eyes are full of tenderness as he soothes her with a gentle tone I've never heard before. Have you been here too long? Don't worry, we'll leave soon. How ridiculous. This kind of tenderness, neither in my past life nor in this one, he has never given me. I lowered my head, staring at the glass of red wine before me, a cold smile playing on my lips. In my past life, it was this very glass of wine that I had drunk without a second thought. I naively believed we were destined partners, and that having sex beforehand wouldn't be a big deal. But I was wrong. The next morning, a fully conscious Aaron looked at me with eyes filled with hatred, as if I were some filthy piece of trash. He grabbed my neck, roaring, "Just because your wolf clan has declined, you resort to such despicable means to scheme against me?" That chilling disgust still sends shivers down my spine when I think about it. From that time on, even after we were married, he remained cold and indifferent to me. At every occasion that I, the mistress of Luna, should have attended, he took Grace with him. I became the laughingstock of the entire wolf clan, a decorative vase in name only. When I angrily confronted him, he casually said, "Grace is my sister. Don't be petty." Sister? What a cruel joke. Until the very end, a surprise attack from the enemy werewolves pierced my abdomen with a sharp silver blade. I collapsed in a pool of blood, desperately reaching out to him. But my alpha, my husband, didn't even glance at me. He turned and rushed to Grace, who was trembling with fear, pulling her tightly into his arms. I could feel my life rapidly ebbing away. In my dying moments, I saw him finally turn back, a flicker of panic in his eyes. He staggered towards me, tears seemingly still glistening in the corners of his eyes. But it was too late. I breathed my last, consumed by endless resentment. But now, fate has given me a second chance. I raised my head, my cold gaze sweeping over the siblings. I picked up my wine glass, gracefully walked to Grace's side, and taking her by surprise, swiftly switched our glasses. After doing all this, I watched Aaron and Grace down the poison in front of everyone. I raised my own glass, concealing the cold smile on my lips. After tonight, I would be completely free from this pathetic engagement. Soon, the drug took effect. Grace's eyes were glazed, her cheeks flushed. Aaron, thinking she was just drunk, carefully helped her out of the hall. My nominal fiancé, in front of everyone, was so intimate with another woman. The pitying glances from those around me felt like needles. But they were disappointed, my face remained expressionless. I had seen enough of this drama in my previous life, my heart was already numb. After everyone had left, I found the elder of the Blackwood Wolf clan. "I'm announcing the engagement." I calmly announced my decision, disappearing completely from his world. But what I didn't expect was that on the very day I escaped the ceremony, thinking I had gained my freedom, the man who had once treated me like trash would go crazy trying to find me.
I was reborn 7 days before my mating ceremony. This time, I was the one who handed the drugged glass of wine to Grace, my fated alpha's adoptive sister. In my past life, I was the one who drank that wine. It sent me into a wild, drug-fueled haze with Aaron. But he was convinced it was all a scheme to trap him. After all, my father's pack had fallen. To him, I was just a desperate, scheming she-wolf trying to lock him down. Even after we were mated, he remained cold and distant. He took Grace to every event where the Luna should have been by his side. During a battle with a rival pack, he even abandoned me as I lay dying from a silver blade, just to run to a frightened Grace. I died, filled with bitterness. So this time around, the Luna's suite, the ceremonial necklace, Aaron himself, Grace can have it all. But on the day of the ceremony, when I didn't show up, the ever-composed Alpha Aaron lost his mind searching for me. Light from the crystal chandelier was blinding.
"Aaron, my chest feels so tight."
A delicate voice pulled me back to reality. I was at my welcome dinner, hosted by the Blackwood pack. Across the long table, my fated mate, Aaron, was holding his adoptive sister, Grace, his eyes filled with concern.
"Have you been in here too long? Don't worry, we'll leave soon."
Aaron's voice was impossibly gentle. He'd never spoken to me with that tone, not in this life or the last. I looked down at the glass of wine in front of me. In my past life, I drank it without a second thought, clueless that it was laced with a potent aphrodisiac. Aaron, who had also been drugged, and I spent the night in a wild haze. I woke up the next day, sore all over. I wasn't ready, but I figured we were fated mates anyway. Being intimate a little early couldn't be that bad, but a sober Aaron looked at me like I was his worst enemy.
Just because your Vaints pack has fallen, you're this desperate to trap me with such a low blow?
He'd spat, his hand tightening around my throat, his eyes filled with raw disgust. From then on, even after we were mated, he treated me with cold indifference. He'd take Grace to every event Aluna was supposed to attend, leaving me to show up alone, ridiculed as a pretty ornament. When I confronted him in a rage, he'd just brush me off.
Grace is my sister. You're overthinking things. Besides, as Aluna, can't you be less petty?
Sister. What a pathetic excuse. It wasn't until the rival pack's surprise attack. I can still feel the icy, searing pain of the silver blade piercing my stomach. I collapsed in a pool of my own blood, reaching for him in despair. But my alpha, he left me for dead, rushing to a terrified Grace and pulling her into a tight embrace. Before I died, I saw him look back at me in panic. He stumbled toward me, tears glistening in his eyes, but it was too late. I took my last bitter breath. But now, I'm back. I raised my head, my gaze ice cold, as I watched the siblings. I picked up my wine glass, walked over to Grace, and switched our glasses when she wasn't looking. Then I watched as Aaron and Grace drank from the glasses in front of them. I lifted my own glass, hiding the smirk on my lips. After tonight, I'd be free of this union. Before long, the drug took effect. Grace's eyes grew hazy. Aaron, thinking she was just drunk, carefully helped her out of the hall. My intended mate was being so intimate with another she-wolf, and the others shot me pitying glances. But to their disappointment, my expression was a perfect mask. I'd seen this play out 1,000 times in my past life. My heart was numb to it. After everyone had left, I found the Blackwood Pack's elder. I'm calling off the union.